So yeah, I've been through an interesting time this week because my eldest daughter came of age. She turned 18. She is now officially an adult. She can now officially gamble and do all those things, drink, hopefully, not do all of those things at once. And it was an interesting moment for me because I'd never really thought about what happens from here. When I was young, I was really keen to do something, to achieve. And I think it was probably because of my background. I didn't have the easiest of childhoods. Family had no money, I had no money, and I was stupid, basically. I wasn't particularly clever at school. But somehow that stoked a desire in me to go out and achieve. And I always had this ambition, this dream, that one day, maybe just one day, I would find something that nobody else had discovered, and it would transform my life. Now, as it turns out, that thing that transformed my life was betting exchanges and BetAngel and trading. But you don't see these things coming. They just come upon you and you have to grab the opportunity. So I was lucky in terms of that opportunity came around and I was able to spot it and do something with it. And when I first started doing it, I was terrified that the window of opportunity would be very small and narrow, and therefore I had to work intensely hard to do everything that I could as quickly as possible and as much as possible. So when I started out in my career, I just went mad basically and just did as much as I possibly could on Betfair to get as much in as I could, because I thought the window of opportunity may slammed in my face. But the fact is, it's been going on for 15 years now, and that was a surprise to me. But also, I'd never really thought about that. My daughter was 3 when I first started doing this. My wife had just had twins, and now she's 18. And one thing I'd never considered is what happens from that point onwards. What do you do sort of afterwards? And with my daughter coming of age this week, that has made me think a lot more seriously about exactly what do I want to do, really. Because I love trading and I love sports and I love the analytical side of things, and I could see myself doing that forever as long as there's interest and demand there and I get a buzz out of it. I don't see that particularly stopping. And also, once you've discovered how to trade, it's very difficult to put down because you know that there's an opportunity there, so you just want to reach in and grab that opportunity. And when I didn't have that ability, I was desperate for it. And I don't ever want to lose that desire, because I think that if you stop trading, for example, or you can't trade effectively, then you can't really be a consultant, or you can't wear that label at all. I think it's false if you do that. So I have a desire to continue. And also there's a few things I still haven't achieved. There's a couple of little landmarks that I'd love to achieve, so I can turn around and say, yeah, I did that. This was amazing. That was unbelievable. This was a bit shocking. And all of these things happened, and I can talk about them all as stuff that I achieved or that happened to me during this fantastic journey. One thing I don't want to do is I don't want to be sitting there on my deathbed and thinking, oh, if only I'd done that cellar at 6:20 at Wolverhampton on a winter's Friday evening. I don't want to do that. I want to sort of recount stories of climbing mountains and going on great adventures and stuff like that. I think I would feel much more happier if I did that. And as time has gone on, obviously, it's getting up at some ridiculous hour to do a tennis match or doing some racing at some particular point isn't as important to me as it used to be, because when I first started, every pound was important. But now, if I skip a session or a few races or a tennis match, or I go to bed early or something, it doesn't make a huge amount of difference to me. And also, if you look at what's happened to my children who are coming up behind me, it would make a huge amount of difference to them. So I think I have an obligation to give them the opportunity to say to them, look, if you want to get off to a fantastic start, here's how to do it. I can teach you this stuff and you can take it forward if you so wish to do so. Although I'm under no illusions that maybe they won't want to do it, because, well, the opportunity is there, the desire may not be. And I've noticed that really desire is something that's quite important. You need that in order to be able to achieve anything, really. You need to be able to get up in the morning and say, yeah, I want to do this today, and I'm going to do this today. So, yeah, as time has gone on, I never expected to be in the markets for this long and to have done as well as I have. But I'd never really considered what happens from now on inwards. And with my daughter coming of age, that's made me just rethink that a little bit. And I think bringing a bit of balance back into my life would be quite natural. When I was stuck in the corporate world and having, a really bad day, I'd often sit there and think, well, if I ever get the chance to go off and do all these wonderful things and have an easier life, I'm going to do that because I'm fed up with this. And I think I would be a fool, in all honesty, if I didn't take that opportunity. I don't want to regret not taking that opportunity. But yeah, this is a bit of a ramble, but everything that happened this week has made me rethink that and start looking forward and trying to understand what I need to do going forward. So I'm currently going through that in my head, trying to reappraise exactly what I want to do and how I'm going to lay out the next 5 years. So there are things that I want to achieve, and there are some things that I probably don't want to do any longer. But the point of doing this video was just to share that with you, and maybe some of you have been through this, and maybe some of you can make a comment and tell me what you think I should do. But it's been an interesting week from that perspective, and I thought I'd share it with you.